What's up, guys? So today we're going to be switching it over from this to this. This is my spare one that's cracked, but I feel like a cracked one would still look better than this one. And this one's my spare, and it's non-functional, like it doesn't have any batteries. So might as well just switch it over. So it's going to come with everything you need, which is the screws, the bolts, the L tool. I put the bolts back on there so it's easier, and all the little stuff you need to do that. So that's pretty much it. The rest is just taking the guts out of this thing and switching it over. Now, I want to use a blade because it's kind of thin. I'll use my knife. And all you want to do is really pry this apart like that. See it coming apart? That's what you want. Eventually, there you go. You can hear it pop, and then there are the guts. This is what you need. Now you want to be careful with this stuff, because if you break it or are too harsh with it, it will render your key useless. Now it'll come out, it'll have all this. I believe you need to keep this pad. Here comes the tricky part. This little section is the security key thingy sensor that basically lets your car know, hey, this is the right key, you can start. If you break this or if you don't add this, your car will not start. If people get lucky, you can heat it up, but then you can also damage if you heat it up. So I usually just kind of poke away at this plastic piece here and then kind of try to pry it out this way. Step thingy when I get there. And like I said, guys, you wanna take your time. So I just did a cut there. Again, be careful not to damage that piece, because it will. So what you can also do is kind of scrape this part a little bit to try to separate it from the glue. But again, you're risking damaging it, so I try to stay away from that. I am trying to break this piece, so I'm gonna keep cutting it. Very cool. So what I did is use this screwdriver, put it here, and then smashed it down, but rested on this plastic piece. So you can see there. So I made two cuts, one cut here, screwdriver here, push down until this part broke off. So progress report, I cut straight down. So I'm gonna be breaking this part off. You're not gonna be reusing this, so I don't think it's a big issue that you start breaking stuff. All right, progress update. I ended up cutting this off, making it easier to access that. Still working on it, but I see there's a little gap under it, so I'm gonna be trying to cut across and freeing this little piece. You know what? I'm giving up and I'm busting out the heat gun. All right, guys, so obviously be careful when you're using a heat gun, but I'm just gonna apply a little bit of heat to loosen it and maybe even make this plastic easier to cut as well. All right, I think that's enough. Boom, just like that. Just like that. Okay, we got the piece. And yes, the heat gun made it way easier, but at the same time, yeah, just be careful. Perf. So now we open this. This is gonna be a long video, but who cares? I'm gonna open this. I closed it so I don't lose the screws. All right, here it is. So you'll see that that magnet piece goes in right here. The sensor piece goes in right here. If it's cooled down, it's pretty cool. It's not broken. That's just the shape it's in. I don't know why. Toyota, why do they do the things they do? So then slide it in there. Boom, just like that. Apply a little bit of force and it slides right in. So then you drop this piece in. It only goes in one way, so you don't really have to worry about that. You leave the plastic rubber thingy in there, and then I believe you just slide it in. So you do remove that rubber piece. I was wrong. Remove this, because now it fits in perfect, snug, and the buttons, that's a dud. The buttons all work. Perfect. Now for the final piece, which is breaking this key out of here, and then you place it in the new one. Same deal, you know, you're just cracking the plastic so you can remove this silver key part, or this key part. No one way to do this, just break it loose. Be careful not to break the key, obviously. But yeah, plastic and metal, so I made one incision here sideways, one here straight. And then if you have the full key, which if I would have been smart, I would have done this first, that would be easier. But as you saw, twisting it out of there with these two cuts, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now here's our fully built out. You got the chip, you got the actual buttons, and then this guy just slides in here. So this part is a little tricky too, because I feel like, oh, never mind, this one was easier. Maybe because it's my old one, it's already in the shape. So that's it. That is the inside of it. Now all you got to do, place the lid on top, flip it over, make sure it, there you go, make sure it squishes together really well. If it tries to open like that it is now, that's fine. With the screws, it will get tightened down. So now all you got to do is put the screws in. Where you're going to be like, all right, that's not going to fall out. This is plastic, so if you tighten too much, it will crack. And there you have it. Went from the old ugly one to a functioning new one. Thanks for watching. And obviously you want to test it out now. If you cracked that little piece, it will not work. Your car will not start. Actually, I want to kind of test that, see if it'll start even without the battery, because I think the battery is just to unlock it. Let's see if it'll start the car. If it does, then we know that the key, we did it right. Excuse the mess. If it doesn't, then we know that we cracked that. Everything seems to be working. Let's start it up to see if we did not break the sensor. Starts right up. Obviously the battery is dead, so it's not gonna lock or unlock, but this is a good spare because you can unlock the door. You can lock the door, unlock the door. See, you locked it, unlocked it. You can still use this even without the battery.